Hello friends, Flippin' Trips here. We are playing in the MoMoMo 3 Mo's PKO number 100 10k guaranteed, so we'll see how we do. I'll see a flop. Let's see. Got a gut shot straight draw now. Actually hit my straight draw, which is great, which means I'm probably gonna get stacked. Oh, unfortunately for me, the dude did not. I had just slightly less than he did, which is unfortunate. So I didn't get his bounty, but I did just get a full house. So I did end up getting his bounty, which is great. Ace 10 suited is a great hand. And so I'm gonna like a raise there a lot. There are certainly hands that are better than me, but at the same time, Ace 10 flops good enough. Ace 10 suited especially. My ace is especially probably not gonna be live, but I think my suits are live, so because my suits are live, I'll call and see a flop. As it is ace high. Really looking for a 10 now, right? I think I have to call at least one. Spade flush draw got there. Just trying to get to showdown as cheap as possible. That is not getting to showdown as cheap as all. Checks the river, or checks the turn. He really doesn't have a worse ace than me, right? Because all his worst aces now have 2 pairs, so I can't call those river bluffs. I feel super bad about my river fold now, but there were just so many draws that make it, right? There were just so many draws. Getting ungodly lucky though. Did I make a flush? I would have made a flush. Not gonna take any of that. We will put an raise with the king queen offsuit. Jaybird is just an insane player now, so like I'm not really fearing much of anything from his bet sizes anymore. He tends to go pretty large when he... Okay. The jack really doesn't change much of anything. He could have queen jack, which would be fairly unfortunate if he did, but I do definitely want to start charging some draws, so I will put in a sizable bet, 25 big blinds. I'm fine taking this pot down right now, obviously, because... Oh, he calls. Okay. Okay. I think it's fine here to jam. He could have just had the straight draw that got there, but at the same time, even if he had a pair, something like queen jack, I got there with a better... So... I'm fine trying to get max value from that, trying to pick up that extra $1.50 booty. As it is, I got the fold, and I picked up a nice sizable pot. This man is just... Oh, he's playing nice. Okay, I'll play nice too. Hit top pair, which is great. Now is he gonna lead? He probably will, knowing him. Probably lead for the whole thing. I'm fine with a check here. I'm gonna try to induce a bluff, as Max It Out does decide to go for it. Not going anywhere. I got draws. The queen does suck, but I think I'm fine stacking off against Max here, as he had bottom pair, and we get it. We get it. so pick up the bounty there, which is great. Everybody's limping in. King 6 isn't a great hand, but it does play well enough that I'm fine with just the limp. He does go for the limp or the small re-raise, which is a little bit scary. But we do hit top pair, which is great. It does put a potential flush out on the board, which is a little bit scary. But I think I'm fine with the call here. We still do have top pair. Not great kicker, but still top pair. Jaybird deciding to lead out. I'm not scared of you. I'll call. That is unfortunate. That jack is probably like the worst card in the deck for me. Jaybird's probably gonna jam on me, and he doesn't, and well, he had me with the king jack. Oh wow, that's the first time I think I've seen Jaybird fold a hand. It's possible. He can fold. We are gonna make a light button raise. Obviously, Quasi could just open jam on us, which would be very unfortunate if he did. What do we do here? It's very unlikely that they have anything. I think I would continue with like my entire range, so I'm fine continuing here. We just improved to a boat, so like check that back and try and induce a bluff. Didn't happen, so I guess we gotta go for some value here. Calls it off with ace jack. Wow. We are going to not mess around with Jaybird at all. We are going to put in the raise. That is a jam. Ooh, boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, does he have a flush? Does he just have a flush? I guess I call it off with middle set. Oh no, he had a jack. And the jack is good. Did it for the bounty. Wow. I guess I can call. I guess I punt here. And this is basically a punt. Oh, wow. Just not my day for flips. Because of all the times he's just been bluffing. Do we get a call? We get 2 calls. Not really too worried about Jaybird at all. Yeah, ace queen is good enough to just do that. That's just TG. I guess if he pops it in there, I guess I call it off. A reluctant call. Although really, he's not jamming with any hand that I lose or I'm particularly good against. Not really a great flop for me, but as the pre-flop aggressor, I think continuing here is fine. Do you get 2 folds? Do you get 3 folds? Take it down. That's like what, 10? That's a nice little 10 big blind pot. Snagged up. King's in the big though. That's good. Can someone just like fucking open jam on me again? Like that'd be great. That'd just be sick. Jaybird, just open jam on me for your 40 bigs. Oh shit, I did not actually expect you to open jam on me for 40 bigs. I guess I rejam for isolation purposes. Cause like I don't really want to call. And not that anybody else is really gonna be joining in on this party, right? Like if they call, they have aces. Like that's it. Please don't have aces, Jaybird. Please have something dumb. Ace 10. Drawing to... yes! 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 222. Oh my god, yes. Plus 220. It was like 225, right? Oh, yes! Oh, yes! I did it! I did it! I survived. That board got so scary. Hang on, let me, Oh, that board got so scary. I think it's fine to pop it back. He was so close to a straight, wasn't he? Yeah, he was one away from a straight. If that came a queen or a 7. Oh. Okay. Cool. We do hit top pair, which is great. I think continuing here is fine. We get, yeah, okay. Do you have a, oh, nope. Yes, and we pick up another bounty. We pick up a $1.50 bounty plus a $1.50. Woo woo. We're over here with $500,000. Sick. We pick up Big Slick, Ace King, offsuit. Nice and easy raise spot under the gun. Make it 3 big blinds. Somewhere between 2.5 and 3 big blinds. I think 3 big blinds is fine because half of us is playing sub big, over 100 big blind stack. The other one's playing like roughly around 50 big blinds. He does decide to jam it all in there, so I guess we call. I guess we make a big call. And we run into the 2s, and we hit the flush. Runner for flush. Very lucky, but at the same time it is pocket 2s, so only. I got very scared for a minute. I got so scared for a minute. I was looking at that and I was like, oh no, is 2's gonna crush my hopes and dreams? But no, it didn't. And with that hand, we're elevated up to like the top 5, I think. Yeah, we're 4th on the leaderboard. But I will call this Jack 8 suited hand. I think that's fine. Goes check. Pick the. Not a whole lot of outs. We will put in a bet here though. Just want to see what he wants to do. Picks up quads though. I guess yeah, we just play the board. Kind of really lucky for me that the board ran out like the way it did. Not that it really mattered though. I put in like what 2.5, board blanked out. I would have checked probably. So, a bit unfortunate for my opponent because he had 9s in that situation. 9s versus ace or Jack 8 suited. But looky here, ace 10 offsuit in the big blind. Is this what it feels like to be running hot? Because I fucking love it. I fucking love it, man. Feels phenomenal. Let me tell you, running hot. Love it. I want to run hot all the time, but I don't think I will. So we shall see. We shall see what we shall see. Just gonna call this raise. I'm not gonna get too fancy right now with Fish Rocker still to act behind. And I don't know how he plays because I don't have any stats on him. If he wants to play tight, I see he does have some booties, so I'm going to assume that he is at least competent or got really lucky, one of the two. So slow playing it a little bit. We do hit an okay flop with a super gut shot to a straight draw, 1 overcard to the board. No diamonds, which is a bit unfortunate, so we don't really have that diamond draw working for us. We do have that straight draw working for us. As we are now double gutted straight draw, so queen. Yeah, no, not double gutted. We just need a queen. We are gonna put in a bet here though, because we do have that queen draw working for us. If we can push them off hands that have actual equity, that'd be great. If Chris just open jammed, what do I do? I think I folded in that situation. I think it's fine to try and bluff river now. Obviously, if he has a jack, he's never folding. But I think anything, if he had like a king, I think he would consider folding this hand. Or if he just has like an overcard, he'll consider folding this hand. So Bit of a risky river bluff, but I think the board ran out in a sense where I could at least try it. And obviously, again, if I would have lost the hand, it was only 8 big blinds, and I would have been able to say, okay, maybe this guy's a bit of a calling station, and you can't bluff him in the future. So sometimes I'm willing to pay for information, even though it's not really the greatest strategy to pay for information. Sometimes it's fine to pay for information just to see what happens. Put in a raise with the 7 deuce offsuit because we're on the button. Literally just because we're on the button. Obviously, if we get 3-bet, we fold. If we get called, we are not happy at all, but we can see how we want to play this post-flop. Third eye to should fold this. Fish rocker decides to raise on the small blind. That is a big power move, so I'll let it go. Big power move to raise on the button, or raise in the small blinds, because a lot of people just don't do that. I think it's fine to raise again with the king 9 offsuit. As this is actually the first pot third eye entered, so that's cool. I think. Put in another bet as he does call. I'll slow down then. I feel like I could put in some for some value, but I'll let it go. You just call with bottom pair. Okay, check. Another 9 peels off. And with the board pairing like this, I think king high might be good. So we take a stab at it. We do win, which is great. And pocket kings again in the small blind. This is great. Can M. Chris just open jam for 22 bigs? Like last time, like what was the other guy? Jaybird did? Oh, that was so beautiful. Movie time for 33 bigs. Decides to min raise. Having none of that, we raise in the small blind, which is a big power move. Big power move with a big pair of hands. We have been fairly active, though. We've been one of the more active people on the table, playing about 50% of hands. If people have been paying attention, they would see that. Fish Rocker decides to call out of the big blind. I don't know how Movie Time reacts to this. I think Movie Time folds, honestly. It's either a fold or a jam, I think. Because I don't really see him... Oh, he does decide to call. This is actually an okay flop for me. So we will put in a sizable bet. Here, about 15 bigs into a pot of 22. We want to definitely charge those who have a queen or a jack in their hand. Preferably those that don't have queen jack, because then they have us crushed. But definitely a queen or a jack are in both of their ranges, and if they do, then we want to charge the draws. And if not, we take down a pot of 22 bigs right away, which is also a fairly substantial high-end, fairly substantial pot. It does decide to jam on me, or would have jammed. I think I'd be forced to call it off. As he does, he has queens. As ends up turning a full house, which is so unfortunate, considering that I also folded an ace. Like, to hit runner aces, that's so unfortunate. I feel really bad. Really glad that I wasn't in the hand too, because I would have gotten stacked by that because of my ace 5. So we flop pretty good. We flop a flush draw. The nut flush draw at that. So third eye 2-po. Decides to lead out for about 7 big blinds. Call that off. Hopefully we hit on the turn. We don't. Again, we have the nut flush draw, so we feel relatively safe calling this off. Unfortunately, we blank. Fortunately for me, he does decide to check the river as I catch a piece, so I don't have to face a barrel. Unfortunately for me, he does have the queen. I don't know why he checked there. That seemed like a really clear 3 street of value. I don't know what he thought that 9 was doing. Or maybe he was trying to give me the opportunity to bluff the river, I guess? Or maybe he thought I had like pocket kings or pocket aces? That seemed like a very clear 3 streets of value, and I don't know if I would have paid him off with a 9. I don't know if I would have paid him off with a 9 or not. There's a very good possibility I would have paid him off with a 9. We do catch a piece, catch top pair. We are susceptible to getting outdrawn, which is why I'm going to bet this top pair. I think we'll make it 12 now. See what happens. He does decide to call. Comes runner spades, which is good, I guess. Let me go 25. Looking for a fold, honestly. But he does call. He calls with pocket 5s, and I was getting really scared there for a minute, honestly, with all those calls. I thought for sure he had me crushed, but no, he wanted to just go with the pocket 5s. With the check on the turn, I think I'm gonna value or trying to bluff steal this. So we are going to go for 11.15 big blinds, leaving us with exactly 200 big blinds, just over 1 million chips, as we try and steal this pot. As unfortunately for him, he does have the ace, so this time to 2.2, which is interesting. Gonna definitely 3-bet this to 9.35 because I have been seeing he is raising light. Maybe this time he actually has a hand, I don't know, but Jacks is definitely good enough to call, or to raise, rather. We definitely don't really want to go see a flop with Jacks, but we're also not opposed to seeing a flop with Jacks. So, as they just flop all of the overcards possible, but it does also give us a gut shot straight draw, and with a little aggression we do take it down. We are gonna do a bet, and we do get the fold, which is very nice. 2 offsuit, there's no real sense to get involved. Does decide to go for another min raise, so we'll call. The 9-8 offsuit probably should have been a 3-bet, but I think a call here is also fine. Might be a bit weak of me to call instead of 3-betting, but we'll give him a chance to catch up. We do hit the flop very nicely, hitting 2 pair. No flush draws available. So if there's no flush draws, if it checks, if 2-1-0 checks, I think I might check behind actually, because there's like really nothing I'm too scared about because there's no flushes out there, right? He could potentially have a straight draw, but then he would need to have called, he need to have raised or called a raise with like Jack 10. Jack 10 is a okay hand, I guess, but like 7-6 or something like that, 7-10. I don't think he has a hand like that. So I'm fairly confident I have the best hand. Even if he has something like Jack 10, we know like a queen. Obviously, a queen or a 7 is going to be a bad card for us. So we keep that in mind. The 6 on the turn changes nothing. It does put a potential diamond draw out there, but that's that. He does hit a 7, which means if he has Jack 10, just got a straight. Let's decide to check it though. Do I go for thin value here? No, I'm gonna check it back, thinking he might have Jack 10. Little Corns wants to get a little frisky with me. Jam. Do a little jammity jam action. Doesn't, just decides to call. Call is also okay. Get a little bit of action. 2 callers. Unfortunately, ace high flop, which always seems to happen when you have queens or kings, right? But definitely gonna fire off a continuation bet. Do get insta-called, which does... Oof. Insta-call on a jam. Ugh. No. Gotta let the queens go, unfortunately. Gotta let the queens go, as he was drawing to flush. He had an ace. So, made the right fold. Making the right fold. Definitely could tell by the way he insta-called that he had an ace, by the way. Because he doesn't really do that with any other hand, right? Fortunately for me, he does decide to jam. Unfortunately for me, he catches a 3 on the turn, or right on the flop, which means he doubles up. Had the perfect hand to catch that, like, what was it, 8 big blind, 9 big blind jam. Unfortunately for me, he just got super lucky on the flop. We do have the king jack, so that's something that we're gonna be keeping an eye out on. Again, hitting that 3 on the river. God damn it. No, I think a 3-bet here is fine. Just hope he doesn't 4-bet me. 4-bet jam, which I think is really his only option, is to 4-bet jam. I hope he just folds. Fish rocker, taking a sweet ass time. Maybe he's not even there. Does decide to fold. Deuces full of corns. Has also been fairly active. Does decide to fold. Looking for that fold. Instead gets call. Make it 13. I guess we call it off. Unbelievable! This man has sucked out on me 3 times in a row, all with which I had the best hand going in, and then he just hits runner, runner. Unbelievable. Oh my... How? This is definitely a spot where I want to check because neither player really has an advantage. I'm fine with it going check. Finally won a pot against him, but like, it's literally for nothing. It seems like a flop that would hit the big blind pretty well, so I'm gonna lead. Gonna do it. I think this is gonna be a triple barrel spot. No fear. 20 big blinds. No fear. You got a flush draw. You missed. You're gonna fold. You got a flush draw. You missed. You're gonna fold. I have a 4. It's obvious. I have a 4. You're gonna fold. No, he does the hero call. Wow. Top of make. Please just fold 2-1-0. Just fold so I can collect the... Yes, okay. Okay, great. Okay. Great. Perfect. Fantastic. Now I'm happy again. not amazingly happy, but a little happier now that I got M. Chris's bounty. I said I'd smile. I said I wanted his bounty and I got it. So, like I say, it doesn't even replace all the chips that I lost. It was only like 20 big or 12 bigs, but it was still something. This flop just favors my range so much, so we'll go for a continuation bet. We'll check, play a little pot control. Hope to get a club, but we didn't. Had the same club draw, so I would have stacked him if I would have hit a club. Unfortunately, he hit that jack on the... This guy's getting... person gets so lucky against me. 7-8. Okay. Definitely hate being the shortest stack at the table because everybody else just wants to bully you when you're the shortest stack. What do you want to do? 88? 88 folds. Wow. Wow, okay. That's great. Bottom pair, not so great. Could easily have a queen, but I think I can call 1 to 2 streets depending on the bet size. The turn is actually like really good for me, so go out and bet. Try and start getting some value. Try and get some value from like ace high type hands, ace high, king high. Does he really have a queen? Okay. He has 2 of them! Wow! Unbelievable! How do you have queens in that situation? Wow, unbelievable. He had queens. I really thought he was trying to do something funky with like ace high, king high type hands. I really didn't expect, like, maybe he had a queen, but I definitely didn't expect to see pocket queens. That's just dumb. I think this is just like a jam hand for me, but I'm just gonna raise to try and get the illusion of fold equity. He does decide to call. Jam the turn with the gut shot. Get it through though. So that's like a nice healthy double up, basically. Ace queen offsuit. It's a nice jammable hand as well. It's great. Love it. If we get a nice healthy double up from that too, then we're playing a 60 big blind stack, which is great. Which is what we need. We need to be playing like a 60 big blind stack. Fish rocker, just jam on me. Calls, great. Just don't call me with like ace, something stupid like ace king or pocket queens or pocket aces or something dumb like that. Let's get a nice good flop for me. Like that. The 9 really shouldn't change anything. So I don't think he has a whole lot of 9x in his range. Maybe I should have just overbet the turn right here and just gotten it all in, but didn't need to. Otherwise, I'm fine with just a call. Check it over. He does have a lot of king X in his range, so a continuation bet here should be standard. Fortunately for me, I do have the straight draw, so I'm gonna call. Another king. Oh boy. Oh boy, that is not what I wanted to see. Although maybe it'll slow the action down. If it slows it down, that's fine too. So then I can just jam the turn, or jam the river if it gets to that. What do you bet for? Yeah, I'll call that. And a queen. Total blanks. And he had one of my outs. 2-1-0 seems to be a reasonable player, and because he's reasonable, I think I can get away with this 3-bet. Because he seems reasonable. So I don't really think he's gonna 4-bet me. Sick. That's like the best flop I could hope for. Yeah, jam the flop. Or not. Or maybe it was the best. Wow. Oh, so unlucky. It's so good and then just. Wow. Unfucking believable.